toxic masculinity.
Border traffickers earning $14 million per day. Is it 14 million or 14 million
Million?
dollars?
Yeah. Per day. I did the same double
That's
take.
why I was like $14 per hour, like a minimum wage.
No.
What?
No, it's 14 million per day is how much money these traffickers are making.
I mean, we know that it's 10,000 per illegal immigrant to cross the border.
9,000, between 5 and 9,000,
I
depending.
heard 10,000. Okay.
But it's I couldn't believe that number. This may not be correct. I can't,
day?
it's hard to believe
so
it.
how many people paying? Like divided
Well, it's
by
not.
10.
Well, see, the thing is, it's not like one company making $14 million a day. It's like lots of little groups of
But
like
in
cartels.
in total, that would be.
Yeah. The problem is a lot of these traffickers are cartel members. I mean, these cartels are taking people across the border. So Biden has basically created a business for cartels, or he's allowed their business to boom, right? He's allowed their business to become much more successful. So let's see here. Criminal cartels are trafficking families, women, children, and single adults over the southern border. And they earned as much as $14 million a day in February, according to a report on Monday. Trafficking is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Former Tucson Border Patrol Roy Villarreal, who retired in December after 30 years with the agency, told Fox News, a lot of these vulnerable populations use their life savings. Some of them are essentially indentured servants, and they're working off this debt for a long period of time. In other cases, some of these migrants are asked to transport narcotics or some form of crime to work off a different part of their debt, he says. The report said, according to smuggling fee revenues estimated by the Customs Border Patrol, traffickers made a total of $411.5 million in February, taking people from Mexico and Central American countries to the U.S. border, which amounts to an average of $14.6 million for each day in February. That is mental. The Biden administration facilitated that. The Biden administration made that happen. Fees to smuggle children or a family to the U.S. can run as high as $5,000 and as much as $9,000 for a single adult, the report said. That sum doesn't account for the high price of that the American taxpayer has to pay for the government to handle the surge of migrants at the border. That is an excellent point, because we have to employ many more government workers. They're working overtime. They're overworked. We have to, increase the staff. We have to hire all these companies to build new facilities for these people to stay in. We have to buy supplies for them. COVID tests, all kinds of stuff.
COVID tests. I don't think they're even going to do that.
Oh, yeah, they may not be COVID testing.
I don't think they're
these
COVID
people.
testing at all.
Well, anyway, so they have to do all this stuff with these migrants, building these fencing, all this kind of stuff, all this logistics. And it's costing us millions, and the cartels are making millions. I mean, it's just sickening. It's just sickening. Let's see here. Based on the 2019 figures compiled by the Health and Human Services, that cost is now topping $5 million a day. Really? Okay, so America is paying $5 million a day to process these immigrants. We're paying $5 million every day to process these immigrants. And the cartels are making $14 million a day to take them across. Good Lord, this is sickening. Joe Biden, get your together. Get your together. I'm censoring myself, but I'm pissed. Okay, let's have a look. And last week, the Biden administration awarded $86 million contract for hotel rooms. We've talked about that. The cost will be tied to overtime and hotel costs for the hundreds of immigration officials reassigned to Texas from other areas. The Biden administration has been an abject failure when it comes to ensuring the safety of unaccompanied minors who cross the border, Texas Governor Greg Abbott said in a statement. President Biden refuses to address the border crisis. His refusal to address the border crisis is not only enabling criminal actors like human traffickers and smugglers, but it's exposing innocent, unaccompanied children to illness and potentially unsafe living conditions. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is just getting worse and worse. So anyway, a lot of news about illegal immigration today. That was
that was the whole.
We've never covered illegal immigration really in much depth, and today there's 3 stories on it. All right, do you want to read the next article?
Yeah, that's the last one.
Nope, there's one more.
6.
What's the last one?
Meghan McCain.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you mean this is the last one? Okay, when you say, okay, it sounded like you were saying the one we just read was the last one. This next one is the last one. All right, it's the language barrier, ladies and gentlemen. It still affects us to this day. All right, shall we read?
Okay.
All right.
Meghan McCain blames Trump for attacks on Asians. Really?
Yeah. So here's the thing. The problem is that toxic masculinity. Weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.